Transformers of Eternia.
You're watching Transformers of Eternia, and today I wanted to give my thoughts on the Buzzworthy, Bumblebee, Transformers Legacy Evolution, Origin, Autobot, Jazz. If that's not enough names to go through in order to get to who this is, I think that's like the most. But yeah, so this guy is freaking awesome. I got him at a Target recently. They had a couple of them on the shelf. I kind of figured that they would do that. I figured there'd be enough because the Buzzworthy Bumblebee, uh, Origins version, this one was on the shelf like crazy everywhere. So it's amazing. They've overstocked the guy. I think he comes one in the whole, like the box is full of just that figure. So they definitely get enough of those out. But yeah, that Bumblebee's awesome, and it's kind of cool that they actually did that. So now we got the Jazz, which is surprising because I would have figured that they would have done the Wheeljack first before they got to a Jazz even. So I'm just stunned that they actually did this. And there's not a lot of Transformers in the G1 cartoon that they could really do like this, because there was only what was it? The Seeker Jets, Soundwave, Bumblebee, Jazz, and Wheeljack, really, that we've seen their alt forms on Cybertron. I mean, Shockwave, but he's always just kind of been a gun, even on Cybertron, and he never really changed. He was just the thing that he turned into. But everybody else, I mean, you see Optimus Prime, you see Trailbreaker, I think, and other figures, but you never actually, or other characters, but you never actually see what they turn into. And the War for Cybertron Netflix show, those are not very, the War for Cybertron Netflix show, those figures just were not Cybertron enough for me. I think that they kind of should have gone with this route where they were actually, they actually turned into a Cybertronian cartoony type of version of the figure. But the War for Cybertron Siege line, they really just kind of went, oh, Optimus Prime still turns into a semi-truck. Just put some lights on top and that makes him look like he came from Cybertron that way. And then, they just change up a couple things. I mean, the only one that's really legit is Jetfire, and that he basically turns into Jetfire. He looks like the Jetfire. Everything's right. So, yeah. But this guy, he's freaking awesome. I mean, he comes with got this gun. This is the little grappling hook thing that comes. You can put that on his thing, and then he's got his gun, of course. And I remember the War for Cybertron video game. He used not War for Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron video game. He was using this thing in that, and that was kind of cool. Where you could go on a mission as Jazz, and just kind of be just grappling like Spider-Man, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, that's cool that they actually did that. They included that. It's actually more useful than the Bumblebee from the Origins Bumblebee basically, because the Bumblebee comes with a bunch of like Energon bars that he can't even fit in his hand. So it's kind of weird that they did that with Bumblebee. I mean, he comes with a jetpack too, but I mean, this guy, he just comes with what he should come with, I think. But yeah, he just looks so cool. Because he looks like Jazz. I'll compare him to the Earth mode Jazz right now. But yeah, see, I mean, they just look great. So yeah, I can't complain about this. I mean, of course, I love Jazz. Kind of sucks that the Rise of the Beast movie is going to have a character that turns into Jazz but doesn't look nothing like Jazz or Mirage. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I realize the internet will get mad at you if you say anything bad about a Transformers movie even though there are faults in the movies and some of the designs are not the greatest. But I keep seeing in the comment section on other people's things, I keep seeing like, oh my god, you G1ers, you just hate everything. It's like, oh my god. No, I just like them to call the figure or call the Transformer a name that fits, considering he turns into the car that is Jazz. But, you know, people will fight. They'll find a reason to hate you, whatever, on the internet. So, I don't know. This is a cool... this is just awesome that we get to see Jazz in his Cybertron mode, cartoon G1 Cybertron mode. And then we actually get him in his Earth car mode, at, you know, in the same basic line. It's just cool that we get all this. I mean, how spoiled are we? I mean, that's the reason why we fight online. So many people fight online, because everybody's spoiled. We're getting all the things that we want for the most part. Just getting them in different, like some are Transformer toys, some are in movies, some are, you know, whatever. We get what we want in one way or another. So anyway, this guy has a lot of stuff on his back, but it's compacted so well. I mean, look at that. That's amazing that they actually, I mean, because this comes down, this can fold out, you know, like that. But it's amazing that they could figure out a way to just compact it with, because, you know, they, like the Bumblebee, I'm not reviewing him, but he's got a lot of kibble on the sides, and the backpack kind of does similar to what Jazz does, but Bumblebee's backpack kind of sticks out a little bit. And plus he's got lots of kibble. I mean, look at that. But Jazz, he does have these giant spoiler things in the back here. And that is kind of some kibble, I guess. But when you look at him like this, I mean, look at that. He doesn't look like he has much kibble at all. So it's like a illusion almost that you could see him and he just looks like Jazz. So it's amazing how they stayed so streamlined with this figure and yet had to fit so much in on the back and the legs. And I guess I'll compare, since I got these guys here. Okay, so there he is next to the Earth version of Jazz, right? Okay, and then here's the Bumblebee next to the, you know, here, I'll do it like that. Yeah, so Bumblebee next to Bumblebee, basically. Earth mode, Cybertronian mode. Earth mode, Cybertronian mode. And they all kind of just, it's just awesome that we're getting this. I just can't believe that we've gotten this far and gotten a Jazz. Okay, so now I'm going to transform them off camera, because I can never transform these things on camera without, like, everything falling and breaking and shattering and everything getting messed up, bumping cameras, everything. So I'll just transform them and we'll get back after that. Okay, so here's Jazz transformed into his Cybertron mode. And this is kind of cool that they did this. I mean, it's kind of a corny looking space car, I guess, if you really think about it, but I don't know, I just think it's cool. Now, under the underside is something I'm not a fan of. His shoulders, they stick out quite a bit. I mean, you can see that. So that's kind of weird. His chest kind of tucks in right there, but his shoulder or his arms click in. Everything clicks into place. I do love that a lot. And of course, the feet, they basically just do what the Earth version does. But yeah, this is cool. I mean, outside of the underside looking like that, I guess, and kind of sticking out, this is kind of a cool looking car, or hover car, or whatever. The only thing I would say is, since Bumblebee since the origin Cybertronian Bumblebee version of this came with those energon rods and all that, jetpack, all that stuff. I wish if they were going to do that with that figure, then I wish they could have just, for this guy, had like a clear, like hovering, like stand to go underneath him, so he could just kind of sit and look like he's kind of hovering. I like the Orko from Masters of the Universe Origins did. He has kind of like a hovering post, so he can just kind of hover there. I don't know if you guys collect them or whatever, but that's something that I noticed that they managed to do, and this figure would do well with that. So he could just kind of sit in like a hovering, maybe do something like that where he's just kind of hovering there, just kind of up off the ground a little bit. But whatever, I'm not going to complain. And of course, you could take the gun, put it right here, and have the thing that most of these Transformers do that, it seems like. Now, the grappling hook, it says you can put that in this little hole in here. There's like a hole right there. I don't know if it's showing on the camera, but anyway, you could take the grappling hook and plug it in there so it's out of your way. I don't think you can do it when he's transformed. But anyway, it says to do that. I just didn't do it. But yeah, you can do that. So that's out of the way then. But I just don't like it with the gun on top, honestly. But now, there is a thing I haven't heard anyone talk about. At least nobody I follow or whatever. And that is, this guy comes, now maybe it's just for the gun, but he's got this right here, this hole right here, right? So what if they're going to do a Cybertron version of Prowl for the G1 Cybertron stuff? And that would be where like the police bar would be, like the lights. Now, I know it's on Cybertron. I don't know if they have lights when I don't even know if they pull people over, but but I'm just thinking, down the line, what they could use as an alternate for this mold to make into another figure. I'm pretty sure that they could pull that off pretty easily. A couple paint changes, maybe change the spoilers, make the back a little different maybe. I don't know. It's anybody's guess, but I'm just saying, whenever I see a hole on the top of a car or whatever in Transformers, I know they used molds for other things. So right away I start to think, is that going to be a police car? Is that going to be an ambulance? So it's just a thought. I don't know. Kind of think about it yourself, and maybe more information is out there stating that they're actually going to do that. I don't know. So I don't know. I just think that this guy is a cool figure. I don't really want to have a super long video for this, but I just wanted to give my thoughts on it because it is a cool idea to have a Cybertronian version of Jazz that's from the cartoon for once. And I mean, the next ones they could probably do, if they want to do some Voyagers, is they could do a Seeker. I mean, this one looks like crap. The Siege Starscream, or the Siege Seekers, they just could use a little more work, okay? I mean, this looks like Starscream. Everything's about right. I mean, obviously, the paint spray all over this thing just drives me nuts. I'm so glad we got the Earthrise version because that's clean. But this version, I have this on my shelf in the living room away from my Transformer Real collection in my bedroom. And I just, whenever I pull these out, I'm just like, why did you do so much paint, spray all over this, like, dirty looking? It's so nice. It would look so good clean. Why? I cleaned it off of my Siege Megatron because I made that my basically overall Megatron. I have the Earthrise Megatron, but I hate the fact that the cannon turns into like a knife thing and it's a totally separate piece. It just looks dumb. So I just made the Cybertron Siege Megatron into the overall Megatron for everything. But yeah, and I also did some custom work. I put the red lines in right there to kind of make it continue going up. but yeah, not much. But yeah, they just need to redo these and make these clean for one, and turn them into the tetrajets or whatever, the pyramid shaped ones, and just make them more clean and smooth, just like they did with this. And they'll have money because people will buy those. People are just dying to get legit G1 Seekers from the Cybertron sequence on Cybertron. I mean, I know I'm not the only one. So, but that's going to be like what, 35? What are these keep? I mean, these figures are prices just keep going up infinitely. I don't know if we're going to be able to afford a Voyager pretty soon. But yeah, it's like 35 a figure, so they could do like $35 figures and just throw it in the Bumblebee whatever, or Buzzworthy Bumblebee stuff, and just like do them like, I would hate to have them do it in a set all in one, like go, where it's like one box where you buy all three, because that would be so ridiculously priced that I couldn't afford it. So I would say just do a Starscream and start there and just kind of go from there, because I never got the Skywarp from the Siege line because it was on Amazon and I just put it off because I'm like, oh, I'll just get it, it'll be sitting there and whatever for a little while, and then of course it disappeared and now it's like $200 on eBay or something. So I only got Thundercracker and Starscream from that line, which is really ridiculous. So anyway, I don't want to talk about the Siege line and everything. I just think that Cybertron versions of the G1 figures is a cool idea. I would love to see what they do for an Optimus Prime, because the Optimus Prime in the cartoon looked like Optimus Prime, and he looked like Optimus Prime, but I wonder what he turned into if they would have done him in the cartoon. Because I don't think he would turn into the Orion Pax vehicle, but I mean, he would turn into something semi-truck-ish, and it can't be as bad as the Siege one, because that semi-truck version is just kind of lame. But yeah, it'd be kind of cool to see what they did with that. And they had Trailbreaker in that same episode at the same time as this, so I'd like to see Trailbreaker, and I don't know who else was in there. I can't remember who else was in that scene. But yeah, this guy's awesome. I can't say anything bad about him, really. I mean, I pretty much discussed everything. So tell me what you think in the comment section below. And like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for watching.